What's going on, everybody? I hope you're all safe. I'm excited for this episode. Martin Fuks, I worked with him a long time ago. He's a producer, he's a musician, songwriter, singer, composer. I mean, the guy is so talented. I'm so glad he's on because he tells a lot of great stories from his experiences as a musician, and we get to hear a lot of his music. You get to hear he and his wife actually is who I worked with in this project called Amapola Dry a while back, and it was an incredible experience working with them. I learned a lot about myself as a musician. It was a great challenge, and I also met other musicians that I had later continued to work with. So anyway, I don't want to talk too much here, so please enjoy this episode with Martin Fuks. All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to BaDumBizz. Anthony Frieda here. I got an awesome guest today. His name is Martin Fuks. I met Martin, Martin, 2012. Was that when we met?
Yeah, around 2012. Yeah, like a long time ago. Yeah,
long time ago, right?
Yep.
Martin's an incredible talent because you sing, you play guitar, your production skills are off the charts. I remember back in 2012 when I had, no knowledge of production. Ableton, and we would do a live. You had this live setup for this performance in the project that we were playing in, which was called Amapola Dry. You and your wife Sophia, and then we had a bass player, Jeremy, right? So he's incredibly talented. He's been doing this crazy Ableton shit before everybody started doing it.
Well, I've been tinkering with incorporating live digital media in live performances for a very long time. And it wasn't that the first time I was doing that. And I am always looking for ways to incorporate, digital media, like audio, pre-recorded audio, samples, tracks, whatever, and video and, projections or whatever into a live performance in a way that is integrated. It's not like just something that you just play and it goes, but it's part of the performance that you can. And I'm still doing it actually with our current project. And what I'm trying to do is interact with that in a more organic way and make it look more performatic.
Yeah, I remember I would be playing drums, and I would be playing along with a backing track. So it was like live drums, but with produced, I guess, electronic percussive sounds. And I remember there was always a projection, like a screen right in back of me with all this cool stuff happening alongside of the music. And I remember just all I had to do was learn my drum parts. But I'm thinking about, the anxiety of what if one thing goes wrong on this gig for Martin, and you would travel, with that gear too, and you had it all thought out. I remember you never showed up with a bus full of stuff. It was very thought out. It was very portable and mobile. So very impressive.
Yeah, I've been improving that part as well. It's getting smaller and smaller. Yeah. Also the equipment is getting better and cheaper. You can access for affordable price to some equipment that is actually really, really professional. Back in the days, we were using professional staff, but we could only afford that certain level of gear, right?
Yeah. Can we talk about a little bit of Amapola Dry? What would you how would we describe that type of music experience?
Yeah, well, that was a project that I dreamed for a very long time. I lived in Barcelona for several years when I left Buenos Aires, my birth city, Argentina, Buenos Aires, and I left to Barcelona, and I lived in Barcelona almost 20 years, and I performed there with several projects, bands, more like rock, reggae, hip hop things. But at the very end of my stay in Barcelona, which spanned for almost 20 years, I was already, thinking about doing something with tango, which is something that I love. It's the music of my city. I sing tango.
Mhm.
And at the same time, at that moment, there was all this movement about electronic tango going on. I don't know if you heard about them, but Gotham Project and Bajo Fondo Tango Club and all
Oh,
those
wow.
bands were pretty well known at that time. And I was trying to do something in that direction, but with my own, my own vision of that. And the main difference for me was, I mean, tango is both song and it's also instrumental music, right? At the very beginning, it was only instrumental, but then the lyrics came in, and then it became mostly, songs.
Yeah.
So to me, the way the tango arrived to me was more through the songs. So I love the songs. I love singing tango. So to me, if I was going to do an electronic tango project, it had to be synced. It had to be songs. And I'm saying this because most of the electronic tango projects at that moment were instrumental, were more like drum electronic grooves with tango instrumentation on top, like bandoneon and violins and stuff, and the tango kind of playing.
Yeah.
But it was mostly instrumental. So I was, willing to do something more in the song direction, and that's what I did actually. And there is where actually Ep.12 started. So we started like developing this idea with Sofia. We met in Buenos Aires when I was back in Buenos Aires. We met there and we started working on this. And then actually was something that we worked for several years, like composing and arranging and producing all the music. And then we traveled here to New York City back in 2011 with that project pretty much finished. It wasn't like completely finished because we were still working on some stuff, but we built this live set, which was the two of us, all these live electronics with live electronics, meaning that I was playing the same thing that I was doing while you were playing with us, but just the two of us. So I was like triggering the electronics, the live videos, live visuals, playing guitar, and Sofia was singing. And so we started like performing here. As soon as we came to New York, we like right away jumped in and we started performing just the two of us. And then after that, we, the idea was like having a band. We really wanted to be able to play this music with the full set. And we finally did that, and it was amazing because we finally, I mean, the at the tip of the evolution, let's say, of Ep.12, we were performing. We were like 5 musicians. You were playing drums, as you said. Jeremy was playing not only bass, but most of all at that point he was playing
Chapman stick. Is that what it's called?
Exactly, Chapman stick. And then we had this amazing violinist who was Carol Ma, who was playing with us as well. We were like the 5 of us: drums, bass, live electronics, violin, guitar, and vocals and the projections and everything. So it was an amazing experience. We did a lot of things. But then at some point we like started shifting in different directions. Life started shifting in different directions. We had a kid, like 3 years ago. We've been like pretty much in a standby for a couple of years, and now we are restarting. I do have for you a little video here that involves you.
Oh, I'd love to see it.
We both look a little different, but you look a little like cleaner in your face surroundings.
That's before life beat me up. That's right.
Exactly. So now you look, hey, you're like a grown-up man.
Yeah, I'm a man now,
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, the thing that changed the most, I think, is that back in the day, I couldn't speak English at all. I could barely speak English, so I don't know how you could actually understand what I was trying to explain to you in terms of what we should play this. How we should play this music.
You're talking about when we were
when we were playing together.
Well, let me just explain this too, because this is to me it's a cool story. I look, say what you want about Craigslist. But sometimes you strike gold, right? And I replied to an ad. I think your ad. You were looking for a drummer, but the key words was specifically electronic inspired music. And then when I saw tango, I'm thinking, okay, well, this is definitely in the realm of this is going to have a challenging type of and a specific type of rhythm quality to it, rhythmic quality to it. So that's what caught my eye. So I responded, and then we met in the city at one of the rehearsal spaces, and I auditioned. But I remember, and I got to pay you a compliment, your music challenged the shit out of me in a good way, because you sent me the songs, and it's mostly what was it? It was electronic drums with some live drums. Was it programmed, or did somebody record it?
I mean, most of it was already recorded in a studio. Yeah.
Okay. The drum part was fucking hard. I mean, I remember like one of the tunes. What was Martin? What's the tune? Yeah.
That was
what was that one?
Rio Sombrío.
That's right. Yeah. Holy shit, man. For drummers out there, any drummers listening to this, if you want a challenge in linear groove patterns with a Latin feel to it, which means there's no like downbeat funk type stuff. It's all off the beat stuff. Listen to Amapola Dry. Listen to Rio Sombrío. Holy shit. It kicked my ass in a good way. So we met up. I auditioned. I got the audition, right? And so Martin was just talking about how his English was kind of, right? You weren't totally confident with your English.
No,
but I got to be honest with you.
I don't know, how would you understand a word I was saying?
I got to say, you telling me this, I really didn't know that I thought that you had been loosely speaking it for a couple of years. So I had no idea. You were doing very well. Actually, I think, and I do remember Sophia helping to translate some things. But honestly, Martin, none of it was an issue. Because also we were communicating musically. We were communicating with
music
booms and bops and ticka ticka bops and all that stuff, right? So yeah, it was great. I mean,
well, that changed a lot. I mean, I still can't speak a word in English, but you at least you can understand what I'm saying. So that changed.
Your English is good. I think your English is good.
Thank you.
Of course.
So let me tell you something regarding what you just said about the drums and stuff, because the key thing is that I love drums. I mean, rhythm is my passion. I love music in general, and I, as a producer and composer, I mean, I've written music and I've arranged music and produced and recorded music in so many different styles and genres and things. But I love rhythm, and what I love, and I had the opportunity to perform and along with musicians from Latin America and Africa, and of course, the U.S. and everything. So I learned a lot, and the things that always attracted me the most is the rhythm. So I learned rhythms of all kinds. So that said, those drums that you were talking about, I mean, all the drums in those songs, they are written. I composed. I mean, it's not like that I talked to the drummer because.
Oh no, I remember this.
Well, we can record something like this. No. Everything was like, no. It has to be exactly like this because I love drums and I wanted to do something like very specific with that. So yeah.
I remember that. I do remember that. I remember going, Martin, is this exact? And you were like, that's exactly the way that it's on the track. That's the way I want it. I wrote it that way. And it's very impressive because you didn't write, you're not like a drummer, right? Maybe you can play some drums,
exactly.
But you understood, I think you understood what was possible with four limbs, right? Like with 2 hands and 2 feet, you understood what was possible and you wrote it that way. And I appreciated that because believe me, some composers just don't, they write sometimes like you have 3 arms.
Yeah, it happens a lot. So. Yeah. Well, again, I had the opportunity to perform with amazing musicians and I learned from them. I'm sorry. And then, I guess sometimes I probably pushed a little bit too far, but we discussed that and we put it, together.
We molded it too, right?
There were things that we actually worked together based on what was written for that song. There were some room for like discussing things and make things like work. as a whole, right?
Yeah. We molded it for the live show. That's right. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So I have this little song here that is actually one of the songs that we used to perform back in the days with Amapola Dry. And this particular song is a little different. I actually selected this one because it's one of the few that we actually recorded and produced a video clip. And this is one, and it's one song where you are actually playing the drums.
Cool.
So let me double check this. There you go. So let me share this with you.
Brought to you by Zoom.
Here we go.
All right. Brings back memories.
That yeah.
Absolutely, I remember that. Actually, I do remember that day. I remember it was hot. It was really hot summer day. I remember that.
Really hot. And we still have that mic.
Oh, you really? Oh, cool.
It's the one that Sophia's using in the
perfect.
in the video clip.
Just awesome. Yeah.
I mean, this particular song is a little weird because there's no tango on it, so it's a little different song, different thing. I mean, it's a song that actually wrote before all this, but we liked it so much, and we decided to record a video clip of this one because it was like more probably straightforward rock pop kind of thing, and so we said, you know what, let's do a video clip of this one. But it wasn't more like tango representative kind of thing.
But you know what, though? It's cool. It's really cool because you guys were successful in making something in an odd meter. Like it's in 7. The song's in 7, right?
It is.
You made it funky. Like you made it really funky. So I mean, I always appreciate that for sure.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, we can play that pattern now.
You want me to play that pattern? Sure.
Nice.
I don't forget.
Yeah, man.
I don't forget parts like that.
Wow. That was,
we rehearsed our asses off too. I would go like once a week. I would go to the city. We would, we rehearsed.
Yeah. At some point at some point rehearsed like a lot because the music was like, it had to be played like really tight.
Yeah.
And then there were so many different things and parts and stuff. So at some point, I think that we even rehearsed like a couple of times a week when we were like preparing for something, for when we actually like premiered the EP. And you remember that?
I do remember that. Yeah.
Drum and
Drum. That's right.
The East Village.
That's right.
Yeah, that was nice.
That was really cool. Yeah. And so, again, I'll say it again. Martin challenged me in the best way because what I just played before, I had to play that to like a metronome and with a track, right? And I mean, it had to be exact. If I messed up on certain notes, it was audible. It was noticeable. So it was it was a really nice training for me.
Yeah.
So thank you.
For all of us, actually. Yeah. But I mean, that it's something that I've always had present throughout my career, like playing with bands and stuff. It's like rehearsing. Everything has to be like And the bands I had before, I mean, for a period of time, I performed, like played with bands more like a little bit more standard. But before that, when I was like really underground, when I was a kid, well, not a kid, but 20 something. And we used to like play like really crazy stuff, and it had to be like exactly as it has to be. So we rehearsed a lot. So that's something that I've always done, and I'm passionate about that, actually.
Oh, of course.
This is, I guess, whatever music you're doing, doesn't matter the genre, or there's no good or bad music, but you has to be professional, and you have to be like right on time, right on exactly what it has to be, right? I mean, with passion, with soul, with everything it needs, but it has to be professional.
Yeah.
It has to be, at the top of your capacity.
Yeah. I remember, I also remember what was cool is, the challenge wasn't just playing the part and then copy paste my part with the others. It was really getting the acoustic parts so tight that we copy and pasted that over the or I should say we fit within the backing track, which is mostly electronic samples. And then that way, Sophia's vocals and your vocals could just rest nicely in place on top of it. So it took a lot of, even between me and Jeremy, as the rhythm section, there were times when he and I remember, had to take like 20 minutes, 30 minutes out of rehearsal, just the two of us working on one section. I mean, because, it was a composition. It's a composition, right? So I have to play it a certain way every time. It's not written out too. So, I mean, I would write it out. I would kind of like transcribe what you produced.
Yep.
So then I can basically just consume it over and over and over again until I know it, and it was great on all fronts. It was a great challenge. Yeah. Love that. What else you got?
Me to play? I mean, I have another video clip, which is, I think that a high quality video clip, because it's something that we invested ourselves a lot on this one. We at that point we got a grant for like generating some material, so we went back to Buenos Aires and we recorded something that was back in 2015, I think. So we recorded a couple of things in some of the songs that we've been performing live before, but we got to the studio and recorded some stuff, and we produced this video clip, which is actually more electronic tango, and
awesome.
In fact is a piece composed by in my opinion, one of the greatest tango composers and bandoneon players of all times, which is Astor Piazzolla, who of course was born in Buenos Aires but lived here in New York for many years, and he actually composed some of his more emblematic pieces here in New York. So wow. I don't know if you would like me to
absolutely
play that song, and it's called Vuelvo al Sur.
Awesome. I remember this. Sophia's voice is fantastic.
She's really great. And then this is definitely tango. I mean, there are so many different kinds of tango. I mean, if you talk like the people that loves tango, there are so many different, subgenres, let's say. But for me, this is great. And it, of course, it has in terms of Amapola Tribe music, this is the one that has all the ingredients of what we were trying to do, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, you can hear it. It pays homage to it. There's a lot of respect, right? There's a lot of honor, how you honor that style of music while modernizing it. It's perfect.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the traditional people from tango, they probably do not love this kind of stuff, but that always happens. And actually, I think that's good.
Yeah.
Because someone has to, keep the traditions in place. So for the next generations to learn about that, right? So
of course
we need new stuff, but we also need people to keep, the old things and the traditions.
Of course. Yeah. Cool. Let's do you want to talk about what you're working on currently?
Sure. Yes.
Awesome.
Actually, right now we are producing a series. We just started a series of live performances, of course, streaming online, which is what everybody is doing since we are not able to perform live in front of people.
That's right.
So we just kicked off this new show that we've been working on. And it's basically, this is Sophia's project at this point. Of course, we are both involved, and I am fully invested in co-writing some things and producing and arranging and stuff. But this is actually Sophia Juan project, right?
Awesome.
It's not, the name is not Sophia Juan project, it's Sophia Juan. That's the name of the artist.
Gotcha.
And so we actually been working on the songs for a pretty long time, because we put together a set of 3 songs that we actually produced back in 2016. And let me see. I guess that was 2016. And then we recorded these three songs. We produced an EP with 3 songs, and we put together a band, and we performed once.
Gotcha.
Sophia got pregnant.
Yeah.
And then so that was it. We stopped there, but the music was already done. I mean, and written and produced and stuff. So we actually resumed working on that music like a year ago or so, slowly getting up to speed again. So we rebuilt. Actually, the concept of the at that time was a little bit more like a pop rock kind of thing, more like a pop rock band. But then after all this time, we rechewed that music and redigested it, and we actually recreated it in a different manner. And now it's getting a new perspective, and it's more like some sort of Latin pop, electro-Latin pop kind of thing.
Gotcha.
And so some of the songs that we are currently performing are some of the songs that we produced back in the days, rearranged, rethought in this new direction, and some new material that we've been writing and producing lately. And again, we're still digging into what exactly this should be, but is again, there's an electronic ingredient to it. There's a Latin ingredient to it, but we want it to be pop in the way that we try not to make it for example, too experimental. It has to be songs that you can sing and stuff, because it's actually what Sophia is writing. She's writing songs simple but deep, but and songs with a soul, with something to say, right?
Gotcha.
So we are working on that, and we have several songs that we've kind of pre-produced for this new era, and that right now we are performing just the 2 of us, because all of this. And
Yeah.
actually, we're lucky because we are two, and we can do this together here at home. So I have my little broadcasting production studio in my office, and we have like 4 different cameras, and I have like a digital mixer, so everything is like,
Wow.
again, with technology. So we broadcast this live with several cameras, and everything is automated, along with some sequences that we also play, and we also loop stuff, live looping,
Oh, wow.
voices and things, and of course I play guitar, and I also play bass and some of the songs. Sophia is playing piano.
Oh, wow. Wow, nice.
Keyboards. So she's playing keyboards, and so I mean we've come along pretty nicely with this set, and we've been like adding more and more stuff. But at this point, I think we have a pretty nice show, and what we are doing right now is like adding more music. So we've performed this like 5 songs set a couple of weeks ago, and we are planning our next show next week. And the idea is like try to keep it up on certain regularity, and if possible every 2-3 weeks. I mean, we are both parents, and these days the kid is 24 hours at home, so it gets crazy, and we are both working from home. So I mean, we're trying to fit everything together, but we are we're making it work. And then again, the idea is like from one show to the other, we're trying to add 1-2 more songs. But anyway, trying to keep it short. We don't want to like play for an hour.
Oh, yeah.
Because people do not stay in front of their computer for an hour. I mean, it's not the same if you are in a bar and drinking a beer and whatever. But we're trying to keep it like 20-30 minutes shows. So we will keep adding songs and probably taking out some others and like start like rotating them and stuff. So if you want, I can play for you some material that we've been like pre-producing. It's not fully produced, but it sounds pretty good.
Real fast, I do want to plug this, how listeners can go and watch this performance. Where could they go? What's the link?
Yeah, I mean, I can provide you with a link that you can add then, but it's basically we are currently broadcasting through our Facebook page, which is Bushwick Sessions. We are currently located in Bushwick, Brooklyn. So it's Bushwick Sessions. That's the name of the page and Facebook. But we are actually about to switch to Instagram, which is it's a little more flexible and higher quality platform for live streamings.
Yes.
So the next streaming will be probably through Instagram, but it will be mirrored in our Facebook page anyway. So if you look for Bushwick Sessions, you will find there information about where and when the next stream will be available.
Perfect. All right, Bushwick Sessions.
All righty. So you want me to play one song that belongs to this new project?
Sure, yeah, please.
All right, so I'm gonna share only my sound. And this one thing that I've been thinking while I was playing the songs is that all this is mostly in Spanish, right? So
yes,
all your listeners, if some of them speak Spanish, they're going to get more. But I mean, it's some of the songs incorporate some English, and the new songs that we are actually writing, they're pivoting towards like incorporating both Spanish and English. But Sophia mostly writes in Spanish, and it's the way that she can project herself better. So,
it's beautiful either way.
I hope you like it.
I
do. This one is called Si yo no estoy con vos, if I am not with you.
Okay, cool.
mucho más que dos. Solo sé que nuestro amor es mucho más que dos.
Really cool, man. That sounds great. Now you're playing bass on that, right?
Yeah, I am, unfortunately, but I'm actually playing it better now that we've been like rehearsing and playing this live. But I recorded this for the demo, and we were actually willing to find a friend that could record that bass for me. But yes, it's not finished, and actually we have a better version right now, but I do not have any mix of that one because a friend of ours that lives in Madrid, for example, recorded an amazing piano for this one. But I'd received that, but didn't have the time for putting that together into a mix. So this is the best version that I had actually mixed.
So Martin, this is for listeners just to understand, like Martin said that he and his wife are going to perform just as a duo, right? And he's going to play either guitar or bass or whatever. And Sophia's going to sing and play piano. But my question is, I think I know the answer though. Are you guys playing to these backing tracks at all?
Yeah, I mean, we use some backing tracks, and we played on top of that. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so I mean, just like how when I was playing with Martin in Amapola Dry, it's the same thing. There's a backing track, so you have to be precise, right? It's not your typical like acoustic kind of performance.
No.
And the fact that you're doing it, and you said there's 4 different cameras, and you have a live mixer. I mean, it's a production, and it's really impressive, man. It's really cool.
It is. I mean, we were aiming to this because, I mean, when we were thinking about like putting together a live show for streaming, and you can, there are so many different choices you can make for, how that will look like, and what are you going to play, and how are you going to play this. So we started with a more acoustic version of this, and like more, minimal or minimalistic setup. Mm-hmm. But then we realized that the way we like these songs are with some power on it and some, like rhythms and punch. Yeah. So we started working, reproducing the bass, the rhythm section, let's say, for making it work, because the way that you produce a song is not the same that you play that song, even if you use the kind of the same sounds for performing that live, because it's not going to be the same. So we like tried to empty it to the bare bones and leave space for us to fit into that. So we've been like, refining that and working on that. And now I think we have pretty good, we are in pretty good shape in terms of how the songs breathe and how they, go ahead with certain power, but without losing intimacy, because it's you and the camera. It's just the two of us in like a small room with a lot of electronics. I mean, like gear and machines and stuff, plus the instruments and everything. And then the decision of like using, for example, 4 cameras is in the same direction, because if you are performing something that's intimate, but probably you will need something more intimate and not a lot of pyrotechnics in terms of the visual part.
Oh yeah.
Since we are trying to make it a little more powerful than like a rather like a regular acoustic live performance, let's say, we are trying to be a little different, but not only because we want to be different, because we want the songs to sound and look this way. So that's why it's a little bit more, bigger.
It's a show, right?
Bigger show, exactly. Yeah. It's a show like bigger and louder and stuff, but not that big and not that loud, right?
Can you answer this question? Tell me if this is a trait of yours. I mean, I've known you for maybe 8 years, but coming up on 8 years. I know, you have these ideas in your mind, and that's the way you take a small idea, like a song, like an acoustic song, but does your imagination just, what if we had these sounds? Oh, you know what? I would love this synth pattern or whatever it might be. And then now you're talking about how now you have 4 camera angles and a whole production like this, right? Is that how your brain works? Because it's pretty cool, man.
There are several things like the confluent. How do you say that in English? That convert into this, and it's converge. That's a word.
Okay.
Sorry. So one is that I am a producer, and I've been working as a producer for a very long time, several years, with some, spans in between that I didn't, but most of it I did. So I think as a producer. So if you come to me with a musical idea, first of all, I try to understand what's that idea. What were you trying to convey musically, even if you didn't know that you were trying to do that? Because you can sit and write a song, and the song is nice, but I will try to understand what song and where that song comes from, right? It's like it's folk, pop, whatever. It's music from Brazil mixed with whatever. So I try to understand what's the origin in terms of musicality, and then as soon as I understand, or at least my understanding of what that music means, I start thinking of what that song will need in order to convey, first of all, the musical message. Let's say if it's a happy song with like Brazilian flavors. All right, so let's try to make it happy, and let's try to make the listener happy. But then if it's a Brazilian happy song, so we will need some Brazilian instruments and probably some Brazilian rhythm patterns, right? So that's how like a producer thinks, right? I mean, you think about the song, you understands how the song should work for, have its own universe explained. And then you start thinking about how we can add this or that instrument, or how that, and then the next step is probably now we understood and we added this instrumentation and it works and it looks good, and it's so what else we can add to this, and probably something else that is not that straightforward, and something that I came with this idea and that kind of things. That's one part of it. So my producer mind is always trying to understand and put together things to make that a whole, a song or a production or a show or whatever, but like a whole, something that it has everything that has to have to be what it's intended to be.
So you like sonically, it seems like you go for, well, what is the main ingredient flavor in this? Like if a chef, right? What is the main flavor? What are the main ingredients? And I'm going to highlight those flavors, and especially how they work together. That's essentially what you're talking about. Right?
Exactly.
Cool.
Exactly that. And then there's the other side that I am passionate about technology, not only technology in general, but coding. I've been coding for a pretty long time, and right now I dedicate most of my time to coding. I'm a web designer and developer as well.
Wow!
But I've been coding for I learned. I studied computer science back in the days. I didn't finish, but I was studying computer science. Okay. So I am passionate about and electronics and coding. So I know a lot of things, and I am always trying to see how those technology things can fit into art or live performances and that kind of things. And I actually, I put together and I taught several times, not a lot of time, but several times, a seminar about live performance and technologies. Seminar of the name was in Spanish because I was teaching that in South America's Seminario de Interfaz, like musical interactive interfaces.
Oh wow! Okay, yeah,
that would be the name.
You just totally reminded me. It's so funny how this worked out. You reminded me of something I heard a long time ago. Very poignant, very, very, I guess it's a way of putting us in check, right? Keeping us balanced. Here's the quote. The quote was, "It's great that you have all of this stuff, right? But what are you going to do with it? That's what matters." Do you know who told me that? That's right. That was you. So
Exactly.
I always think about that. I always think it's like,
Man.
fine, okay, Anthony, you have this piece of gear. Great. What the fuck are you going to do with it though? Make it mean something with what you do.
Exactly. Well, that's one of the big questions that are, like probably electronic artists and or the people that work in art with technology is about, right? Is always, I mean, there's this new technology. It's all right, fine. That it's great and looks good and it's fancy, but do you need that for what you were trying to convey with your artistic message, right? So yes. I'm always about that. I mean, I have a lot of knowledge of different technologies and techniques, because it's not always a technology. There's the technique. Technique is how you implement certain things in a way that makes things work in a certain way, right? So technologies and techniques and I do know a lot of them because I am passionate about that, and I've been digging into that for a very long time. So I'm always trying to put together. So if we are going to have a live broadcast, like live performance that we are going to broadcast online, I mean, that triggered, I mean, how can we do this more interesting, and how can we like show something that is going to get interesting for the people that is watching it, not only like a couple of guys sitting in front of a camera performing something, which is totally fine. I'm not saying that everybody has to do that, but I'm saying I'm always trying to there's something that I always thinking about is that to me, art, not that the art has to be this way, but to me, if I generate art, it has to be something that wows you. Yes. That in some ways, or scares you, or wow, it immerse you into something. Yes. And that's been always my quest. And technology is great because it allows you to, send things, project things, reproduce stuff, audio, whatever. So it's always, for me, it's always a tool of wowing and showing something that is, wow, that moment that would, again, for me, art has to be is like something that takes you out of the real thing, of the day-to-day stuff in your life, and transport you, at least for a moment, to somewhere and or a different state of mind, or a different place, or a different landscape. You think beyond, listen to my 4-minute song. Okay, cool. Listen to my next 3-4 minute song. You're thinking, no, come here, I'm going to give you an experience. Well, that's always been my idea, and Amable Drive was that, and even I remember those years we used to write about the Amable Drive for like sending for the press or whatever, and the experience was always there. Yeah, it's what I was always trying to do, and it's what I'm always trying to do, actually. So why the 4 cameras? Why all this display of technology, techniques, or whatever? It's because I'm trying to give more, and I'm trying to put you, if you are going to take the time to assist to one of our live streamings, I want you to like, hey, wow. Even, I mean, I'm not saying that what we do is amazing or it's incredible, or even the transmission visually is amazing. I don't know, but I'm just trying to put something else. I mean, Martin, you got to keep it in perspective, right? What you're doing is incredibly cool to see. Again, like you said, you're a father, you're a husband, and you're working. You're stuck in the quarantine of your apartment, right, or your home, and but you need that creative itch. You still have that creative itch. You can't go perform, right? So you're gonna try to fulfill that creativity, but you're also gonna push yourself, right? But think about it. What you just said, it might not be that amazing. Well, Martin,
people like go, hey guys, I'm going shopping today,
Yeah.
and millions of people watch these idiots. So, I think what I am one of the people that I look for exactly the things that you just said, right? Something with an artistic expression, right? But also has a wow factor. Like, oh, wow, I've never seen something quite like this. So, yeah,
that's cool. I mean, it doesn't have to be like, wow, that blew my mind. Man, wow, that's cool.
Absolutely.
That moment you enjoyed it. And that's what I'm looking for.
Absolutely. I'm excited to. So what is the date of the next and time of the next performance? You have it?
I'm going to try to give you a date, and we are going to try to meet that deadline.
Okay.
But it will be next Friday,
June
June 5.
June
Exactly.
5th. I had to do math. I don't even know.
June 5th.
What day?
I opened my calendar right now. So June 5th, it'll be a Friday, and I guess we are aiming to like something 5 or 6 p.m.
Okay.
Eastern time, which is something that people here in the East Coast can see, and people down there in Argentina, which is 1 hour time zone difference only, can also assist. We have a lot of family and friends there.
Yeah.
And then I have a lot of friends in Spain, but that's 6 hours difference. So we're planning actually to do one of these shows specifically for them and perform like in our morning or around noon or something like that. Again,
that's cool.
But the next one, I hope it will be next Friday, June 5th at let's say 6 p.m.
And Bushwick Sessions.
Correct.
Awesome. I'm gonna tune in.
Excellent. So if you want, for saying goodbye, I can play for you a little curious piece, which is a video as well that we produced with Sophia like a couple of months now. It was like back in January in Buenos Aires. And it's something different. It's live. And it's live recorded. Everything is one shot. It's like one shot. No cuts. And it's just Sophia and a percussionist.
Oh, cool.
So voice and cajon. And I want to share this with you if you want, just for wrapping this up.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
And I guess this will show a little bit more of Sophia's artistry and skills. And it has a lot of soul. It's not something that we are actually performing with this shows. Before all this, we were actually planning to perform all the songs live, actually.
Oh,
and
cool.
we were working with the percussionist. So if we go back to play live with people and musicians, this will be one of the songs that we will be performing, but not now on this live broadcasts. So you want me to play the video, or we will say goodbye before or after?
How do you feel? Do you want to talk about it after we watch it?
All right, let's play it, and then we can talk a little bit and say goodbye.
Cool.
Here we go. Let me see.
All right, here we go.
There you go.
Oh, I love it already.
Sin voz, me he quedado sin voz. De tanto esperarte me he quedado sin voz. Ya han pasado algunos años, ya no soy tu niña. Ya han pasado algunos años y me ha pegado la vida. Tanto caminar, tanto deseo escondido, tanto mirar, esperar lo que no ha venido. Adiós al dolor, adiós a mi vida. Dejo mi canción y su melodía. Adiós al dolor, adiós a mi vida. Dejo mi canción y su melodía. Sin voz. Con esta canción vengo a exorcizar mi corazón que pide y reclama por las dos, que pide y reclama canción de amor. Sin voz me quedo sin voz. Sin voz, sin voz.
Wow. Oh my God. I gotta say, for listeners, I mean, what Sophia did in that performance is incredibly difficult to do, which is her accuracy of the pitch, the notes that she was singing, her accuracy was so on point, and that's hard to do because singers, right, Martin?
It is, and
singers usually
there's no harmonic reference.
That's right. There's no accompaniment, so she has no reference. Like every time she finishes a melody, she doesn't have that like either a piano or a guitar chord to reference for keeping the key exactly. of the song. So I mean that was incredibly impressive. How many takes of that did you do? I mean,
well, we did several, like I guess there were like 5 different takes, and then we chose this one because another factor other than the actual musical performance is the camera performance.
Yes,
because the guy was like running around in circles and stuff, and not to trip into anything and stuff. So we had to balance which take was the one that was musically correct and had it was visually as well, interesting. So or it didn't have any like weird thing going on, neither musically or visually. So yeah, we did like 4 or 5. I think there were 5 different takes.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was the percussionist's name?
His name is Lucas Elguero. He's an amazing percussionist. He's a good friend.
So
and
good.
He's a great percussionist. He's great. Yeah.
I'm going to follow him if he's on the social medias.
He is very active in social media, and you got to check. He is part of a really, really interesting project in Buenos Aires, which is called La Bomba de Tiempo, the timing bomb. But tiempo in Spanish is also tempo. It's like tempo, right? So it's a band or like a ensemble of like between 15 and 20 percussionists.
Oh.
And they go on stage and they have like several different directors and they perform improvising, but it's like the director marks, they have like codes with signs that they do with the hands and stuff. And then they have sections and they are very seasoned percussionists. They are all amazing. And they're touring with this.
Oh my God.
They play and it's amazing. I'm going to send you a link because they have plenty of their performances recorded and in YouTube. So you got to check that. And when you go there, because they perform during the summer, I guess it's throughout the year, every Monday afternoon, evening in this particular place in Buenos Aires, which was pretty close from where I used to live back there in Buenos Aires. And it gets like, I don't know, like 600-700 people. It's not that like a very big place, but it's every week. And it gets crazy. Everybody's dancing and it's amazing. It's amazing.
That's awesome.
You got to check that. La Bomba de Tiempo.
Oh, I can't wait to look at that. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep.
All right, Martin, what's your, your social media handles, you and Sophia's?
Oh, yes, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Actually, give me 1 second.
No
So
problem.
Sophia is I am, I am in social media, but I'm not that active in social media. Sophia is the one that's actually more into that. And Sophia's handle, she sent that to me in an email. Let me see, or not.
If for listeners, Sophia, SOF, right? SOFIA.
SOFIAJUAN, Juan.
Sophia Juan, yeah.
And let me just 1 second. She's gonna kill me. Wow. It's Arab Sophia Juan. So it's SOFIJUAN 87.
87.
Mhm.
Sophia Juan 87 on Instagram and Facebook and all that. Okay, cool.
Exactly.
And then what's yours, Martin?
I
mean, want to include that?
Yes, my Facebook, because I am on Instagram, but my Instagram is mostly familiar. It's from pictures of my son and
Gotcha.
sunsets and stuff. But you can get more information about what I'm doing actually in Facebook, and my Facebook is Martin Fuks. But let me just make sure that I'm giving you the correct.
There might be 10 Martin Fuks on Facebook.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, no? Okay, good.
Probably the only one.
Good.
It's actually martin.s.fuks, Fuks.
Fuks. Okay, martin.s.fuks, and it's spelled Fuks. All right. Martin, thanks for scheduling this.
Man, a pleasure.
Great.
And it's great seeing you and seeing and being able to talk to you again and go through all this stuff that we did together a few years ago. So
it's awesome.
I'm amazing.
Yeah, it brought up a lot of memories. I'm proud of being a part of that. That was really cool.
I was actually going to ask you what you're doing, but probably you can tell me that offline, because your listeners probably already know what you're doing or not.
You know what? How about this, listeners? I'm doing this podcast or this show. That's really what I'm sinking my teeth into mostly. Nice. But I have a lot of friends, and thankfully the quarantine has helped this, where people are home, they have nothing to do. So they're reaching out to me. They're going, "Hey man, can you record some drums on this?" So that's been really cool. I have an open invitation to anybody who wants, anybody who needs some recorded drums. I'll take a crack at it, and that's it. So, including you, Martin, if you ever need.
Sure. But, I take your word, man.
Yeah.
I'll send stuff your way.
Perfect. Martin, thanks so much again. Say hi to Sophia for me. And thanks, listeners. This is BaDumBizz, Anthony Frida. Check out Martin Fuks on Facebook. Take care.
Thank you so much, and see you soon, man.